coaches nowadays, they have to pass an exam. They have to know the rules. Now we have a real treat, I think. We've got the world champion coming out. We've got Aktas here, Ugur Aktas. He was world under-21 champion in 2015, just 22 years old, 6 times. He was European champion at different levels and twice Karate One Premier League. But his opposition here, the current world champion. He was world champion at cadet level and also twice silver medals at silver level, at senior level. Ryutaro Araga from Japan, 8 Karate One Premier Leagues. He's also the current Karate One Premier League Grand winner, 27 years old. Referee for the match, Dale Gamble from England. This should be some match, Lawrence.
Wow, we're gonna have a. It's gonna be a great.
It's
match.
either going to be really slow and tactical, or it's going to be full of action.
Tactical, I think.
They have to. They respect each other so much. And there's a passivity at the beginning. There's no specific time that passivity can be invoked, but it's usually around 15 seconds of inaction, something like that. It really depends on whether the referee feels that there is going to be anything come from it or not. But when whoever scores that first point, then the roles of aggressor or defender become evident.
Ooh,
there.
wow!
Fast, Suki there from Araga. And both of the techniques have been calling for video review from the coaches, but there was a flag definitely for the attack there from the counterpunch from Araga. So we just have to wait to see what the video review panel make of this. There's a duck in, and there was a counterpunch afterwards. He came in low to get under that attack, and then came up and fired home that Jodanzuki. But the distance has to be right. Now, what he did actually, and the video review panel would have considered this. He came in really close, so the distance for the attack. But he tried to create the illusion with the hikate, the recoil of the punch, to make it look like a good point. So I think it must meet all 6 criteria for Ippon for it to score. So it's still all to play for, 0-0. We're in the last 2 minutes of the match. There is a passivity for both players, and it looks as though they're going to get their second. Ryutaro Araga for Japan in the blue. His opposition, Ugur Aktas.
Not good. He didn't stop after the Yame Aktas Ugur.
It was quite a strong attack there.
Maybe because of the pressure of the...
Araga just trying to compose himself. Referee just checking to see if it's an injury that merits a warning, or whether the doctor needs to check out the competitor. It's a knock. If he took the knock to the eye and it affects his vision, it's always a good thing to have the doctor check that out. You can't keep safety as primary. That's what the doctor's doing, just looking at his eye now. It might have been that the pad hit the eyeball, and if it blurs his vision, that's too dangerous to allow them to continue. So come back onto the tatami in a moment. And there's the concern of the supporters from Japan. And the referee has given Aktas a warning and a kekoku, second level, category 1.
Yeah, control is one of our fundamental in karate, to control the techniques in
Absolutely right.
competition.
And the criteria, interestingly, if there's a category 1 or a penalty that has no impact at all, does not affect the opponent's ability to win the match, then it's a chikoku. But if it is deemed to affect the opponent's ability to win the match slightly, then it's kekoku. And in this case, it did affect his vision for a while, so that's why the referee quite rightly gave a kekoku level penalty. Another passivity. We're now going to have a situation where both of them are on Hansokachui. They can't afford another category 2. There's no score. We're in the last minute of the match. Aktas for Turkey in red. Araga, world champion, in blue. Who's going to take this match? It could come down to a Hantei decision.
Yes. 47 seconds.
There we go, over the top from a punch with Ugur Aktas.
He took the initiative to attack.
He takes the advantage with Senchu. Now it's all down to Ryutaro Araga now. He has to claw this back if he can. He tries the Churan Mawashi, but he's run into the counter punch of Aktas. Coming into the last 30 seconds, Ugur Aktas of Turkey in the red, still leading 2 points to 0 and the Senchu advantage. Churan Maigeri attempt from Ryutaro Araga, but it just passes by the side of Aktas.
Mawashi.
Quite cleverly, Aktas is using his evasion from these techniques to get out of the way. Just double up that. Churan Mawashi was close, wasn't it?
Very close.
Just 6 seconds left of the match as Joran Yushiro Oramawashi spinning heel kick from Araga, but it's the win and third place going to Ugur Aktas of Turkey, defeating world champion Ryutaro Araga. Well, it started off very slowly, that match, didn't it, Lawrence, with that passivity. Again, passivity given out, but it did get plenty of action later on.
And it's very interesting because it's third for the third place, and it's not yet the final, and the level is so high.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yes.
It's incredible. And interestingly, we're talking about third place. We're not talking about bronze medals, because this is a league now, and the WKF have changed. There's a punch that just whistles past there to hit home. That's the one that caused that injury. But instead of having bronze medals and silver medals now, because this is a league, it's not a championship, it's a tournament as part of the Grand Prix, or the Karate One Premier League. And Karate One Premier League has 7 events. So there are gold medals given to the winners of each of them, and